The night had grown even quieter, as if the world itself knew something sacred was unfolding. The candle flames swayed gently, casting warm circles of light that wrapped around Ruslan and Maria, like invisible arms, holding the space for them. Maria sat on the edge of the bed where Ruslan had guided her, her breath soft, her heartbeat slow but steady. She felt open, unguarded in a way she rarely allowed herself to be. Her palms still held the warmth of Ruslan's kisses, a warmth that seemed to travel up her arms, settling gently in her chest. Ruslan stood in front of her, the dim light painting his face with a glow that softened every line, revealing not strength or dominance, but devotion pure, grounded devotion. He brushed a strand of hair from her cheek, letting his fingertips linger against her skin. "My love," he whispered, "your heart has let me enter many doors. But there is one more door, the one only you can open." Maria lifted her eyes to him, emotion shimmering. "Which door?" He took her hands, holding them as though they were the most fragile, sacred things in the world. "The door where you show me everything you still keep hidden, your fears, your insecurities, your unspoken desires, the parts of you that tremble when they're touched." Her breath caught gentle, trembling, vulnerable. "Ruslan, that's not easy." "I know," he murmured, leaning his forehead to hers. "That's why we take this slowly, tenderly, only when you're ready." His hands slid from her fingers to her shoulders, grounding her with the warmth of his touch. "You don't have to be perfect," he said softly. "You just have to be present." A tear slipped from the corner of her eye, not of pain, but of release. Ruslan saw it, wiped it gently with his thumb, then pressed a kiss to her temple that softened her completely. He took her chin delicately between his fingers, lifting her face so her eyes met his. "Tell me one truth," he whispered. "Just one. Something real. Something you've been carrying alone." Maria closed her eyes for a moment, breathing in deeply. The scent of him, the safety of the room, the quiet promise in the air. When she opened them again, she let a truth rise from a place she usually kept locked. "I always feared I wasn't enough for someone to stay," she whispered, her voice trembling. "That if someone saw all of me, the scared parts, the messy emotions, they wouldn't choose me in the end." Ruslan's eyes softened in a way that reached straight into her soul. He cupped her face with both hands, holding her gently, firmly, as though anchoring her to something unshakable. "My love," he murmured, "I choose you not because you're perfect, but because you're real, because you feel deeply, because you're willing to open the parts of you that hurt." He kissed her softly, softer than before. A kiss of truth, not passion. A kiss that said, "Thank you for trusting me." When their lips parted, he let his hands slide down her arms slowly, sending warm shivers through her until he reached her waist and pulled her into a soft, full embrace. She let her forehead rest against his collarbone, breathing in the comfort of him. Ruslan continued speaking, his voice low and tender against her hair. "There is nothing in you that could make me leave. Not your tears, not your fears, not your shadows. Your vulnerability doesn't scare me. It invites me closer." Maria exhaled, a long, deep release she didn't even know she'd been holding. In that moment, something inside her opened. A door she had always feared would stay locked forever. Ruslan felt the shift, the way her body melted into his, the way her breath settled, the way her heart leaned toward him with new trust. He kissed the top of her head, his lips lingering. "That," he whispered, "is the unveiling of the soul, and you did it beautifully." He pulled back just enough to cradle her face once more. "And tomorrow, or the next day, or whenever your heart is ready, we open another layer together." Maria smiled softly, eyes still shimmering. "With you," she whispered, "I feel safe to be seen." Ruslan kissed her again, this time deeper, slower, more intimate, not driven by desire, but by the closeness of two souls sharing a truth. In the quiet room, wrapped in candlelight and breath and trust, they entered a new space together. Not passion, not romance, but intimacy, the kind that changes everything.